Some new information on comedian Kathy Griffin. She is now apologizing after she received major backlash for posing with what is meant to be President Trump's bloodied head.
The image is too disturbing. I understand how it offends people. It wasn't funny. I get it. And I beg for your forgiveness. I went too far. I made a mistake and I was wrong.
Well, the president responded to the posting of that controversial video, tweeting, quote, "Kathy Griffin should be ashamed of herself. My children, especially my 11-year-old son, Barron, are having a hard time with this. Sick." So could this post land Kathy Griffin in some legal trouble? Let's ask our legal panel. Mercedes Colwin is a criminal defense attorney and Fox News legal analyst. Brian Claypool, also a criminal defense attorney. You're not allowed to threaten the president in any way, or you get a visit, at least from the Secret Service. Mercedes, can you post what is, this, I don't know, pretty sick video showing something representing the president's head severed and get away with that?
We're all pretty sick over it. I mean, many of us have seen the images. It's outrageous. It's completely beyond the realm of any common decency. But it's Kathy Griffin. She's a comedian. She didn't have an intent to incite riot. She didn't have an intent to have anyone go and murder the president. It's outrageous. She should be punished. It's not criminal, though. One of the most sacred rights we have in this country is our right and freedom of expression. It is outrageous. It's beyond the pale, but it's not something that's criminal. And given the fact that we have that right, an inalienable right to freedom of expression, it's not something that's going to land any criminal charges against her.
Brian, do you see it differently?
Well, John, if using bad judgment was a crime, Kathy Griffin would be behind bars right now. But unfortunately, we have a law in place that dates back to 1969. And Mercedes is right. That law looks into the mind of Kathy Griffin. Did she knowingly intend to incite violence? But my view on this is the law needs to be changed. We need a different law that calibrates with social media, with the escalation of social media and how much people rely on social media. This is a public figure who's often on talk shows, who's a comedian, who has tons and millions of followers. So when she is doing something like this, John, I think the law should be different. I think it should say inciting violence should be measured by how many people out there might rely upon this, might be adversely impacted by this, and might actually do something bad and try to harm the president because they see a public figure endorsing such nefarious behavior. So if we get a change in law, then this might stop offensive actions like this.
Mercedes, the law reads you cannot threaten to take the life of, to kidnap or inflict bodily harm upon an official like the president. Sure. Holding up a fake severed head doesn't cross that threshold?
It doesn't, because exactly what Brian said, you have to look at the mens rea. We have someone, Kathy Griffin, we all know she's outrageous. We all know she goes out there and she puts herself out there. We know that she's caused a lot of controversy in the back. So you have to look at her as a person, as the public persona she is, and know. And so she says, look, this is my expression. It was something that I didn't want, that I didn't mean to cause any harm. I certainly did. I know I offended people, and I'm so sorry that I did. Given all of that, there's no way that it is going to end up in criminal charges.
Give her credit for at least issuing what appears to be a heartfelt apology. Mercedes Colwin, Brian Claypool, we have to leave it there. Thank you both.
Thank you.
And we're back with more happening now in just